The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, Ron, how are you? Hey, this is Paul Ruggieri over on Woodcomb Drive, Coventry. Good. Can I get another cord? When can I get it? You are? Okay. Can you do anything?
Hatice abla, ben şu kapıyı kapatıyorum. Biz birinci olmasın diye, olur mu?
Hello, this is Joe from Soffront. How's everyone doing? Can everyone hear me?
No call if there's a chance I can do it. Touch this.
This is a sound check. Can everyone hear me? Hello, this is Joe. I'm having a hard time hearing everybody. Is everyone there?
You okay, Pat?
Sound check, sound check. Hello, can everyone hear me? Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much for responding. Can everyone else hear me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Then what we'll do is we'll get started. Thank you. One thing I need to make everyone aware of is that everyone can hear your external conversations, your external noises. So if you do need to take a phone call or have a discussion with someone else, please mute yourself because you will be talking over the webinar. I know everyone has to conduct their business, so please, if you can mute yourself, that would be wonderful. Okay, welcome to the webinar. My name is Joe Hoffman.
Sorry, Joe, to interrupt. From last week, is the sound system better this week? Or should we all mute the mic anyway?
Well, it really depends. I'm like, I hear, because what I hear, everyone else will hear. And if I'm saying something important and someone's talking or there's noise, then it's going to affect everyone. So we are going to hold the questions until the end. So
okay.
If there's a lot of things going on in the background and you need to mute, then that's fine. You can do that
great.
as well. Thank you for asking.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started. Once again, my name is Joe Hoffman. I'm the Technical Support Manager at Soffront. And today we are going to be talking about setting up your leads customers form. I don't know that this webinar will go the whole time, but if there's questions at the end, we will take them on until they're finished. Setting up your leads and customer form is probably the second most important thing you'll do other than importing your data. And I think we're going to talk about that next week at the next webinar. So what I'd like to do right now is show you how we go ahead and set that up. This is your home screen. Most people understand that when you log in, you'll see this screen. Now, setting up your leads and customer database is right here. And what I mean by setting up your leads and customer database is when you open up a lead or customer, this is the information that you will see on them. This is things like email, phone number, first name, last name, product they're interested in. Everything and anything that fits your business model is included on this leads and customer database. Let me show you what this looks like. I am using my test account, so you might see things in there that don't make sense, but bear with me. Okay, this is where we set up our leads and customer database. We also have contact database, opportunities, cases, custom tables, custom table 1, 2, and 3. And I will talk about these later. But the main focus for this webinar is your leads and customer database. Now, this is my leads and customer database. Now, when you first start with the program, it will come defaulted.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. I can't see any movement on my screen.
I can't either.
Thank you. How about now?
That's better.
Okay, thank you very much. I apologize for that. Let me start. When you're setting up your leads and customer database, this is where you will go. It's under settings, and you will click on database. We will focus on leads and customer database. Now, this is what your leads and customer database looks like. It will come, when you first sign up, it will come defaulted to certain fields. Now, it is up to you to add the fields that you think are important when you look at a lead customer. Now, this is what we have here. Now, you can see that we have some basic information that we need to capture for our customers. That doesn't mean that this is all good for everybody. So you're going to have to add certain fields that match. Now, it's very important to realize that the next step after building our leads and customer database is we're going to import our data. So a really good guideline for what kind of leads and customers fields, custom fields we need to have is what are your headings, your column headings on your CSV file that we're going to import. It's very, very important. So you have your CSV file in front of you that we're going to import. Now on that CSV file, you will have your headers going across the very top row. They need to be across the very top row. Now the headers will include things like first name, last name, email, phone number, website, birthday, product, whatever fits your business model. Those are the custom fields that we will add here. Because when we import, we obviously want to have those fields mapped to something within the Soffront CRM so those records will be filled upon finishing the import. Now, so you have your CSV spreadsheet in front of you, and you look and you say, okay, one of my column headings is anniversary. And then you look at your leads and customer form and say, I don't see anniversary, but it's important for me to capture that information, so I need to add that field. This is how you do it. You'll take your mouse and you will position it to the left of any field that you see here. Keep it to the right of this dotted line, and I'll show you what that dotted line means in a minute. So we have here, and we have to create a field called anniversary. Left click on the mouse button, and we're going to insert a field. Now, some more important details for you to remember is that when you're choosing a field name, you need to make sure that it says custom field. Now, there's a few different custom fields that you can choose. As you can see here, there's your generic custom fields. Now, for example, we said it's going to be an anniversary, so we want to make this a custom field date field. Conversely, if we wanted to make this a number field, an integer field, or a URL field, we would obviously pick those. And you could see that we could add more than one of each field type. So we have 6 date fields, a couple URL fields, etc. So now we have the date field, and we're going to label it. This is what you will see when you pull up your leads and customers. We want to label it anniversary. Now, there's some boxes under here that you have a choice with. You can make this field required, and if you pick required, then it's going to show up as red, and you will not be able to leave that lead customer form until you enter this information. Okay? So, non-editable, that means obviously that no one can change it. If it was a list field, no one can modify that, and I'll talk about list fields in just a minute, or a phone field. So, now we're going to create our field called anniversary. Here it is right here. Now, we say, well, anniversary, I think that I want it to be in the contact information portion of my lead customer form. That doesn't belong here. So, okay, now I want to move it. So what you would do is you would put your cursor to the left of the dotted line, and we will see what's called crosshairs. You left click, hold the button, drag and drop. Okay. Now it's in a section where it makes more sense to you. Now, say 2 weeks after you created your custom field, you're really not thinking that the anniversary field is important anymore. Left click once again to the right of the dotted line, and we're going to remove it. Okay, now, previously I mentioned lists. Say in your business model you have 5 products, and your 5 products are 5 different colors. So you know that this product field that we will add, once again, this is not a date field, so we need to change that to a custom field, and we want to call this product. Now, if I kept this as text, every single time that you had to enter a product in there, you would have to spell out the color. You would have to type B-L-U-E, R-E-D, etc. So, to save you time from doing that, we're going to make this a list field. Now, you can see now that the type is a regular list, and we're going to create that list. So we click on list items. Now this is where we would create our list. So we will add blue, we will add red, yellow, pink, and green. Conversely, if you want to remove one, you highlight it, click remove, and it's gone. Whoops, sorry. Okay. And we're going to save it, and we're going to hit OK. Now, if 99% of your products are pink, then you could have it default to pink, so you don't have to do an additional step of choosing pink, depending on your business model. Once again, required, no one can modify the list. We'll hit OK. So there's our product. Same thing applies if we need to move it, and we can move it. Now, this is important to realize that the longer your custom field list is, the longer it will appear when you choose to look up a lead or customer. Now, let me tie that all together. So we've created our custom fields according to the headers that we have on our our CSV spreadsheet. So we've copied all of those, and then we decided that 2 weeks later we needed to add one more. Okay, and that's how we did that with product. And I showed you how we can move them from point A to point B, how to delete them, and I showed you how to create different fields based on whether it's a date, a URL, a phone number, etc. So now what I'm going to do is show you why. Now, I'm going to go here and I'm going to create another field. Insert field. I'm going to keep it as a text field. Okay. Going to save it. Very important you save. Okay. Now, we're going to go and we're going to open up a lead customer. I click on lead customer. I apologize for the network slowness. Stand by. Okay, I apologize for the delay. So, here are our leads and customers. Now, I'm going to open one of these up. Now, when we go to see the information in our leads and customers, we can do it two ways. We can go to the View All. Now, if you notice, all of the custom fields that we have added, webinar, product, appear in your leads and customer form. Now, how do we use it? We want to edit some of that information that's in our lead and customer form. Look familiar? That's your lead and customer form. Now, for example, remember we added product and we gave the default to pink. I don't know why I didn't save that. I'll have to revisit that. So now you can see that we created a list, so now it's a list. Okay, whereas webinar, we did not create a list. So it's a free form text field. And then there you need to enter in the information as needed. Now you can see right here that the order is exactly how we had it when we were designing our lead and customer form. Now, you look at this and you want to save the information that you just put in. So now that information for that lead and customer is saved. Now, when we looked at our form, we saw a certain layout that we had, and we decided that we didn't like the layout. So once again, we would go back to our database and we would change the layout by using the crosshairs anywhere we liked it. So, as I said in the beginning of this webinar, lead and customer database are pretty straightforward. They're really predicated on what you have in your Excel spreadsheet. Let me show you an example. Okay. Now, in this case, the lead and customer field for this user would include ID, contact ID, contact, first name, last name, etc. This is how, if I was setting up my custom fields, this is how I would be guided to know what custom fields I need. Because once I go to the next step of importing, then we're going to need to map these fields to the custom fields that we created in the Soffront CRM. That's how the equation works. So, to reiterate, when you're creating your custom fields, it's a really good idea to have your Excel CSV file in front of you to guide you to what custom fields you need to add. I don't think there's anything else that I missed as far as custom fields go. Once again, I said that it's going to be one of the shorter webinars. So at this time, I think it's really a good idea to open this up to questions, if anyone has any.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi. Yes, one question. The way that we're setting up the database and the way that we're setting up our custom form, is it per user design or is it per organization design? In other words, can one sales rep set up their custom form in one way and another sales rep set it up in a different way?
That's a great question. It's a wonderful question. It is by login. So
by login. Okay.
By login. Now, there's ways within your organization, and we're going to have another webinar on this, but since you asked, I will explain this to you. It's a wonderful question. There are ways within your organization that you can prevent certain things from happening, and that would be under your security. So if your security, if you are admin, obviously you're king and or queen of the mountain. You can do anything. Now, if someone else joins your organization and you do not want them to be able to change that, you can go in and set their security level to not allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to answer your question, it is by it's by login.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good question. All right, what else we have? Do we have any other questions? As I said, leads and customers, setting up the fields, it's straightforward, but as you can see why it's so important that it's done right. And the next webinar that we have, importing, it will tie it all together. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about combining importing and creating your leads and customer fields, but the last importing webinar I had, we went right up to the end because there were so many different questions about importing, so I decided to separate them. But the next time you will be able to see, the next webinar, you'll be able to see how this all ties together. Do we have any other questions?
Not from my end.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to give you your Friday back. I know we have people from all over the world. Some of them are joined us, and I think it's tomorrow, which the concept basically just blows my mind on how I could be doing this today and then it's tomorrow. So anyway, I don't want to get started on that. I get goosebumps when I think about that. So these will be available on our website. Now, another thing I need to make you aware of, if you are not already aware, when you click this help button, this will bring you to our knowledge base. What I just did and showed you is right here, along with the importing of your leads. So if you don't remember or you're stuck on one concept, You obviously could look at the video. They're short, they're informative, they're concise. Or you can contact support and open up a ticket and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time. Can you help me? You don't have time to watch the video. Your building is on fire, God forbid, and you really need this answer right away. So that's where you would just contact support, and we'll help you out that way. So I think if there's any other questions, I think we conclude the webinar, give you some of your day back. And
I do have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have one question, Joe.
Sure.
But in fact, it's not about this. But as you just mentioned, contact support. One problem that I've got, I'm based in Spain, right?
Okay.
And unfortunately, in Spain, we have these annoying little characters like accents and funny letters like the Spanish N with a little scribble on top.
Right.
Now, I actually sent a support ticket in for this to see if it's possible, because your system does not accept that when you're importing. When you're importing, it will import the data correct. It will import the data, but when I open the data, I will find that those letters with accents have not been imported correctly, or the letter that I'm talking about has not been imported correctly.
Okay, who's speaking? Who is this? Who's speaking?
Stephen McIntosh.
That's right. Okay, Stephen. Yeah, thank you. You know what? That's a really good point. Now, when you use your keyboard, and I'm sorry to the rest of the webinar, we are tangenting off, but when you're using...
Yeah, I just added it because we finished questioning.
That's fine. No, that's fine. When you're using your keyboard and editing a customer, do your fields, do your special characters appear when you're doing that?
Yes. When I'm inputting into the field, yes, but not when I'm importing.
Okay. I will, as soon as we get off the call, I will contact engineering, and I will get a solution to your issue. When I originally read, I think one of my support team members brought that to my attention. When we originally read it, we thought that we were just entering data. We didn't suspect that it was on import, but I could see where the delineation is, and I can see how that can happen. So I'm making a note of this, Stephen, and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I get an answer from engineering. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay. All right, folks. Once again, thank you for allowing me the privilege of coming into your computer and doing this webinar. And don't forget, next week we'll have one on importing. So, you know, if you want and you want to have your spreadsheets ready, if you haven't already done that, then it'd be a good time to do the importing webinar, and then we can also revert back to the needs of customer custom fields if we need to. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a good weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much.
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye.